are here. We are here and we are doing all the things. Woo! Y'all, it has been, I always say this, I feel like it has been a day. Always. It's always been a day, always happening. If you hop on live, please say hello. And I'm just going to talk to you guys and hopefully bring you some hype, love on you, speak life into you, and just, I pray this is a blessing. I'm late because I was vacuuming. Okay, and as I'm vacuuming, I'm praying. I try to pray over every single live or team meeting that I do because I don't want it to be for me. I want it to be from the Lord, and I want it to be what people truly need to hear, not just from Anya's mouth. Like, I have a whole lot of thoughts. I'm gonna be real honest, okay? I have a whole lot of thoughts in my head. I have ADHD. We've got all the things going on, but I always want to be a blessing. I always want to speak life into you, and I always want to make sure that it's not just from me, it's from the Lord, and it's truly what you need to hear, okay? So everything I say is with love, even if it seems harsh. I promise it all comes from the best place. Like, I don't know, y'all. So it's fine, right? Like, it's fine. I just want to love you and help you and do what I can, okay? So we are going to be talking about being inadequate. Before we get to inadequate, being inadequate, you're going to learn a lot about me today. You're going to learn a lot about me. And I feel like the director who spoke at our world tour yesterday hit the nail on the head. She was like, you can connect when you really know more about people. Okay. You can connect when you know more about their lives. And so I like speaking about my life because I've been through a lot of things. And I feel like a lot of people can relate to it, but I also feel like so many people just need to know they're not alone. It's not just you. You're not alone. You're not the only one who's going through hard things. You're not the only one who struggles on a daily basis. I am here with you, okay? Like, picture of imperfection, the SSD who was an hour late to World Tour yesterday, okay? That's where we're at. Like, that's just Anya. That is who I am. Okay, so, Miss Sweet 80s Group. My name is Anya Faust. I am the Superstar Director for the Wildflower Warrior Group. I have been with Scentsy for 4 years. It has been a wild, amazing, crazy, wonderful ride. I'm so thankful to be here, to be a part of Scentsy. World Tour definitely just solidified that for me yesterday, and getting to love on some of my people and meet new people and just say hey to people it's just exciting. I'm not a hugger, but like, I really mentally prepared myself yesterday. I was hugging people. Like, Christina can tell you, she was there. I'm doing a double live for my group too, but she was there and I hugged her, and I'm very proud of myself. And even some people were like, I know you're not a hugger. And I'm like, I prepared mentally. Come here, we're ready. Okay, so I am a homeschool mama. I'm a boy mama of 3 kiddos. I'm an Army spouse. I lead life group with our church. What else? I direct 7th grade for our homeschooling group. I'm homeschool mom. I probably said that. I have 3 dogs. I have a cat. I just realized that I like my cat. Like, didn't think I was a cat person. I might be, or it might just be my type of cat person. I don't know. We'll see. It is what it is. And I'm a whole bundle of ADHD mess and lots of energy. That's me. That's Anya in a nutshell. Okay? Glitter's my favorite color. Unicorns are my favorite animal. Do not take my heart away by telling me they're not real. Yes, they are. Okay? There's a lot of things we don't know in the world, and we're just going to hold on to that one. All right? Okay. So let's get into talking about being inadequate. What is being inadequate? Being inadequate is not being good enough, not feeling good enough. You ever not felt good enough? Hey, hi, it's me, okay? All the time, constantly. It is a constant mental battle in my head that I am good enough just because I am me. Just because I'm a person, I am good enough. And that's something I really try to pour into my people. Like, you are good enough. You can. Whatever that goal is, that dream is, whatever you want to do in your life, you can do it. And it's hard because we are forced from a very young age to feel like we can't do something. There are limitations put on us every single day, whether you're a woman, whether you're a mom, whether you're a dude, whether you are a dude, a man, whether you are a daughter of someone, a teacher, a doctor, whatever you are, whatever you do, there's limitations put on you. And sometimes those limitations are put on you on accident, but they stick. And other times those limitations are put on you on purpose to bring you down. Okay? And that's just the world we live in. And that sucks. I'm just gonna be honest. That sucks. I don't like it. No limitations. Okay? No limitations. I don't like that because you are not the Lord. I am not the Lord. And who am I? Who are you to put limitations on somebody else? I don't know. I don't know what's in your future, but God does, right? So he is the only one who can do that. And I just really wish our world understood that a little bit more. Okay, so hang in there with me. We're gonna get weird. Surprise. Okay, we're gonna get weird for a minute. I want you, unless you're driving, don't do that because that'd be bad, to close your eyes. Don't close your eyes if you're driving. Okay, I want you to close your eyes. I'm gonna open my eyes because I have notes and I can't read them if my eyes are closed. But you close your eyes. Okay, so I want you to listen to these words as your eyes are closed. All right? Who told you you were not good enough? Who told you that? Okay, can you see their face? Okay, can you see the person that picked apart your flaws to make you second guess every single thing that you do, every single choice that you make? The person who makes you second guess every single thing that you say. Can you see their face? Can you see the scenario in which you made the decision to believe you were not good enough? Okay, can you see that? All right, maybe it was an ad you came across. Social media, hello, kills us when it comes to telling us we're not good enough, when it comes to telling us you need to lose more weight or you should look like this, or what about this Botox ad? Like, you shouldn't want gray hair. Well, I like my freaking glitter hair, so back the heck off, social media, okay? But what was it, who was it that started this seed in your mind, in your heart, that told you you were not good enough, okay? Keep your eyes closed. I can't see you, so it's not super weird. It's more weird for me, I promise, than it is for you, okay? Again, unless you're driving. Don't do that. That's bad, all right? I want you to think about this. In my daily life, if I were good enough, I would blank. Whatever that looks like. What would you do in your daily life if you felt you were truly good enough? Okay? All right? In my business, if I was good enough, I would blank. What would you accomplish? What would you do daily? What would your attitude be like? What would your confidence look like? What would you do weekly, monthly? Okay? How would you treat other people? Ooh, that's a good one. Ooh, yikes, 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 yikes. Okay? And I want you to think about if you were good enough in your business, in your daily life, as a mom, as a wife, as a husband, as a sister, as an aunt, as a grandfather. I don't know, I'm just like throwing all things out there. As a waitress, as a flight attendant, whatever it is that you do in your life, okay, and in your Scentsy business, I want you to picture yourself doing it and feeling like you're enough just for a minute. Just picture it. You picture that. I'm going to get some water because my ADHD medication is kicking in because I took it too late because I forgot that I needed to take it again. It's fine. Okay, so picture that. What does that look like for you if you truly felt you were good enough? All right? So let me be honest with you. I did this myself, okay? And I bawled. I bawled my eyes out, and my kids were like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not okay." And it was ugly because I'm an ugly crier, okay? Your girl's an ugly crier. But I did this earlier, and I'm going to be you're going to get to know me a lot. It's fine. Everything's fine. The first thing I really felt like was I love going to the gym. I love working out. It makes me feel really, really good since I had the Rona. Years ago, I've struggled with weight like I've never struggled with weight before. Okay, off and on. And I know people are like, "You don't look that big." That's great, but like my pants don't fit, so it's fine. We're just buying new ones every month. It's good. So, but if I were really good enough, I would be more confident about my body. That was number one. That really, really got to me, and I was like, oof. And how often, and I have little boys, thank goodness, but how often do I portray that I'm unhappy in my own body in front of my boys? And I never, ever, ever want them to question their body. Be healthy, right? Love the body you're in. It's the body you have, okay? It does a lot for you. It carries you to all these places and does all these crazy things. But like, that was one of the first things. And then I started thinking about not feeling good enough to hit my goals. And how often I shortchange my goals because I feel like I'm not good enough. Even as a superstar director, I'm not good enough to hit those goals. How often I stand in the corner quiet. I know, hard to imagine, but I do. How often I stand in a corner quiet because I feel like I'm not good enough. And so we'll take it a step further, being super transparent. You know, our homeschool community is a Christian community, and there are wonderful, wonderful people there. And the past 2 years have been two different people, and I know the Lord's working on me in this because he keeps bringing them into my life. Thanks, Lord. You love them too. It's fine. Okay? But they have made me feel inadequate. Just to be, it makes me want to tear up now. They have made me feel inadequate because I didn't grow up as the perfect little Christian girl. And I didn't do the perfect Christian things and the perfect godly things in college. I got pregnant in college. I was a single mom. Okay. I was doing what everybody else was doing behind closed doors, but mine was out front for everybody. Right. And so we went through this Bible study as a group, and just little things that were mentioned or that were said, or little ways that I was kind of treated. And I'm like, man, it makes me feel inadequate to love people and to talk about how God really redeemed my story and redeemed me in my life, because these people had this beautiful, wonderful, laid out walk before them, which is great for them. But God had me walk a different, and I made different choices, and it's given me a completely different heart for people. And so as I went through something this morning with it too, and I'm like, this is perfect timing, Lord. But what really makes me realize is, you know what? We go through everything for a reason. Okay. And it's hard to see it in the moment, but every single thing you go through will be there if you channel it right, you focus on the right things to bless someone else. And I believe that's in your business and in your life. There are hard things you're going to go through in your business to where you're like, what the frick? Why is this happening? Why? They talked yesterday about bouncing from superstar director to superstar director, back and forth, losing their titles. But like, how much more can they understand a leader coming up that's struggling than someone who just always has it together and isn't always been paid a title and everything goes right in their business? Do you see what I'm saying? So every single thing that we go through is going to be there to bless someone else later, and just makes us stronger in the end. I have a whole different heart for people. I see people differently. I love single moms. I will pour into them for forever. Teenage moms, I will pour into them. They are special, special people. But not everybody's going to have that heart. But I do, because of what I went through. Do you see? So I want you to remember that, okay? And I want to speak life into you, that you are enough. You're enough because you are a human being. You're enough because you're on this earth. And you're on this earth because you're supposed to be here. Otherwise you wouldn't be here, right? You're on your team for a reason. You are a leader for a reason. You are showing up to this training live. It's not even really a training, to be honest. It's just telling you all things. Okay? You are here for a reason, and there's no mistake. And one thing I really wholeheartedly believe, I pray over my group all the time, but I believe each person comes into each SSD's group for a reason, to be loved on, to be prayed for, to be spoken into, to help them in their business, absolutely. But also just to be a smiling glimmer, which we talked about at World Tour, in their life, a blessing in their life, even if it's small, even if you've never met them in person. The leader that you have, the sponsor that you have, the director, whoever, all these people in Scentsy are here for a reason, okay? They're all here for a reason, and we all are so much better together, okay? So, you are good enough just as you are. You do not have to do crazy, amazing things like everybody else to be good enough in your business, to be good enough in your life. Your life is yours. Your business is yours. Your business has to fit into your life, okay? I see one of my teammates, Miss Holly, on. Miss Holly works on a boat. Her business is going to look very, very different than my business as a homeschool mom, okay? Our businesses are going to look different. Our lives are going to look different. The people that are brought into Holly's life are going to look different than the people brought into my life, because we just went over, right? Who told us we were inadequate? Who told us we weren't good enough? When did that seed of belief start? That looks different for her than it does for me, all right? But it's all to push us further and to help us help other people in the end, okay? So everything you have inside of you is what it takes to be successful. Point blank, period. Everything inside, you have it, okay? Yesterday, someone mentioned, like, what is the difference between this person that you love to see on social media and you love to see their stories and you're like, they're amazing, they're so great. What's the difference between you and them? Right? What's the difference? Maybe they're getting outside their comfort zone. Maybe they're showing their real life. Maybe they're showing up looking a whole hot mess with like little Debbie dripped on their shirt, okay? Maybe their boobs are sweating like mine are right now, all right? But they're still showing up and you're not. Okay, well, that's the difference. That's it. It's not their personality. It's not what they look like. It's not what they've accomplished, what they haven't accomplished. None of that matters, because especially within Scentsy, which is why I love it so much, everybody is different. Everybody brings something to the table. If every single person on my team was like me, was like Anya, Lord bless it, it would be really rough, okay? Because I have a memory like Dory, Number one, I do way too many things. My hands are in all the pots. A lot of things are half done because I have really bad ADHD, okay? That would be really, really bad. But I had a teammate say, hey, what are we doing for lunch at World Tour? And I'm like, that I love, yes. Look at you taking initiative. She plans it all out. She gets all the money. She does all the things. If it was Anya, we would have no lunch because we tried that at SFR. I was supposed to order food and ordered a pizza this big for like 15 people. It was not good. Okay, so we don't want a bunch of people that are the same as us. It's the blessing of Scentsy, the blessing of us all being different. Okay, so you have everything you need inside of you to be successful in this moment right now. You have to put in the work. Everything you ever could want is on that workstation. Okay, when I talk to some OG people, they're like, y'all have no idea how difficult it was. Seeing the video at World Tour, I'm like, I can't imagine carrying around basically a can of baby food, like to parties for people to smell instead of these little tiny testers. Like, why are y'all carrying these big baby food containers to people's houses? Like, that's so heavy. I feel like all the OGs were like super muscular and super strong because like, what is that? Okay. So all the tools on the workstation that we need, Scentsy has made it so easy for us to where literally, if you're like, I have barely any money and I want to be successful, you just buy sticker sheets. You don't even have to buy the whole bar. You buy the sticker sheets and you send it out to your customers in a dollar store thank you, and they're just excited to be because they have a thank you. All right? Like, they've made it so easy for us. All right? Social media's made it easy for us. So everything you need to be successful within this business is here. Within your life is within you. It's all in you right where you're at. Okay? You just have to know it and you have to tap into it. You have to tap into it. So I'm going to give you all story time. I'm sure my team is like, girl, we heard your story. We know, but it's such a good one. And I will always share my story because it will bless at least one person. And I was praying that whoever need to see this would see it. So we're going to tell it again. We're going to tell it again, okay? About being inadequate, not being good enough, all right? So I started this business with absolutely no belief in myself, like none. Okay, and I tell my teammates a lot, like, listen, how Anya had to have party conversations when she started versus now, I can just whip it out. Hey, girl, you want a party? You want some free Scentsy? Not a big deal, no sweat off my back. Talk to so many people. I don't even remember who I talked to until I go to follow up later or, like, run a discontinued report, and I'm like, hey, you ordered this, and that. Wait a minute, they never responded to me. Girl, you ignored me. Like, but it takes that much because that's the only people I'm asking. Doesn't even faze me. When I first started, I was like, okay, well, one, I didn't show up to my own launch party. So there's that. I only joined to get paid off my orders. Okay. And then I was like, I could get this with my Scentsy Jet. I could get this. And so I started doing more and more, but I would have like 2 glasses of wine before I would have a joint conversation or a party conversation. Okay. Like that. I was so nervous and anxious and so worried about having people say no to me that I was like, well, let me just have 2 glasses of wine and then I can have those conversations. Now, y'all, I don't know who's ignoring me and who's not until I go to send them another message and then I'm like, oh, wait a minute. You ignored me. Yeah, that's okay. It is what it is. It's the name of the game, right? So that's what we say when we say go for the no. Keep going until it literally is no sweat off your back because who cares? Why do we care? We don't care. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they say no to us. Okay? We're going to let it go. We're going to let it go. And it's because we're going to believe that we are adequate. We're going to believe we have everything it takes to be successful because we do. All right? So, started with no belief in this business, okay? And as I was writing this up and just really trying to think about where did that start for me? Where did this start for me to where I had body image issues? Where did it start for me to where I was second guessing all these things or I was nervous that someone was going to say no to me? And I took it all the way back to kindergarten, okay? All the way back to freaking kindergarten. I was the only brown girl in my class. I was like one of maybe 3 in the school, okay? My mom was a single mom for a while. We lived in her hometown, one blinking stoplight, small hometown, okay? I mean like little hometown, okay? Like tiny, okay? So that's where it started. Started in kindergarten being the only little brown girl. Okay, the only girl with curly hair, with big, long curly hair, the only one. And then it moved into elementary school when, and this sounds like ridiculous, and I kind of chuckled when I was like writing this out, thinking about it. I wanted to be Baby Spice for Halloween. I wanted to be Baby Spice. I don't want to be Baby Spice. It's what I wanted, okay? From Spice Girls, I wanted to be Baby Spice from Halloween. And my friends told me, you can't be Baby Spice. You have to be Scary Spice. And Scary Spice is brown. If you don't know who the Spice Girls are, we gotta figure that out, okay? That's a bone we're gonna have to pick later, because that's who I do my cardio to this day. But they wanted me to be Scary Spice. I was the only brown one, only one with big curly hair, and I didn't want to be Scary Spice. I was like, I don't like her hair. Her hair does not look like mine. I don't like it, okay? I didn't want to be her. Like, I wanted to be Baby Spice. So that was in elementary school, all right? Then I got into homeschooling. I got into high school, and I liked this boy, and I wanted him to ask me to homecoming. And he wanted to ask me, and we talked every day, and we were like friends and super cutesy. I don't know where that guy is today. Anyways, and he told me, I want to ask you to homeschooling. See, that's what happens, homeschool mom. That's all I think about. Teaching my kids. But he's like, I want to ask you to homecoming, but I don't think my parents would approve because you're brown. Okay? And that was, so between elementary school, beginning of elementary school and high school, I ended up coming back to the same school district. My parents are military. My dad deployed, was in the war in Iraq. We were living in Germany, and my mom was like, let's go back to my hometown so I can get some help with my family, who didn't really end up helping. There's that. But so we went back to the school. So I had been carting around Heidelberg, Germany, Wiesbaden, Germany, going to France and Italy, and going to school with all these different kids who are in military schools. Like, parents are coming from all over, okay? Going to clubs at like 14, 15, Lord, because we could, like, just experiencing all these big life things that these kids in this small, tiny town were not experiencing, okay? So when I came back, and I'm like hanging out with this guy, talking to him, and he's like, I don't think my parents would approve. And I'm like, I don't understand. Why? Like, and it didn't make sense to me, because my dad's black, my mom's white, number one. And then I'd been around everybody, and it was never a big deal what color your skin was or where you were from. So that, I was like, okay, I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough for your parents to say you could ask me to homecoming. Like, that's super weird. I'm a nice person, but all right, whatever. We went our separate ways. It is what it is, okay? I didn't apply to a lot of colleges because I didn't think I was good enough. I applied to the 2 I knew I could get into, okay? I was not about to feel rejection, all right? And then I got pregnant in college. Got pregnant sophomore year with my oldest son. It was a really bad, abusive in every form of the word, every abuse you can think of type of way. That's what I went through my sophomore year in college. Moved home, had a baby, finished college, worked full-time as a single mom. Oh my gosh, took care of Isaiah. We had our own life, doing our own things. But it was the little things that made me not feel good enough, okay? Then I get married. God's doing his thing. It's amazing. We move here. We're in, nope, it's not Fort Hood. Fort Cavazos. They changed the name. Fort Cavazos, Texas right now. Almost 5 years ago. Wow. And my husband left. Homie pieced out. Like, at that point in our life, I was not good enough for him. Which makes Valentine's Day really hard for me, by the way. Like, it just does. I don't know. It just does. Anyways, I realized that this morning. Triggers. We'll talk about that with my therapist later. But I wasn't good enough at that point in time. Like, he did not feel like I was good enough. And whether that is fully on him, mostly, okay? Partly on me, because, marriage is hard. Life is hard. We went through so many things. Moving all over the world and doing all the things, okay? It was tough. And I was homeschooling my kids, stay-at-home mom, and all I could think was, I was a lead consultant by accident at that point. All I could think was, how the heck am I supposed to give my boys the life they're accustomed to if I'm a single mom? Because I know that I was called to homeschool them. How can I do it? How can I do it all, you guys? Like, it was like, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? And I spent about a month in bed, pretty much homeschooling from my bed. My kids, which they actually learned a lot. So, just remember that in your life. When things happen, like, God truly fills in the gaps, okay? You are not meant to do it all. That's enough. Write that down. You are not meant to do it all, but you are always enough. No matter what anybody says, you are always enough, okay? And then it clicked. It clicked for me, and I just really sat there. I started seeing other leaders, and I remember actually someone asking me, are you going to the leader meeting? And I was like, no, girl, I ain't going to that. Like, I'm tired. No. Okay. My sponsor, who's my SSD, she was like, hey, do you want this business or not? Like, I need you to be honest. I need to know where I'm pointing my time, putting my effort into. And I was like, I just can't right now. Like, I just couldn't. But then I started watching and looking at people. I started following SSDs, directors, SDs, and I kept thinking to myself, why could that not be me? Why could that not be me? What did they have that I didn't have? All right? And I'll tell you what it is. Okay? Because promoting in Scentsy never crossed my mind until my back was against the wall, until I realized that me and the good Lord are the only two I can count on, because people are flawed. People are flawed. They're always going to disappoint you, okay? That's what happens. My husband went through some deep PTSD stuff, and that's where all of this stemmed from, of him leaving and being like, I can't, no, like, what is going on, okay? His whole world was turned upside down. He was in PA school doing rotations, and he delivered a baby that was supposed to live and, didn't, and it wrecked everything he believed in. It wrecked his whole everything, okay? And it turned everything upside down. And of course, he didn't communicate with that with me. So I'm lost, dazed, and confused, and I'm not good enough, all right? But when your back is against the wall, you have no one, and you realize the only person that can save you is yourself, and you work to change that. And you sit here and you think, I am not going to be defined by my circumstances. I can do more. I can do more. Why can I not be like that person? What reason? There's not one. Okay? There's not one unless you make there to be one. The only reason that you cannot succeed, you cannot be that person, you cannot show up authentically as you, lack of confidence, belief in yourself, belief that you can do it, belief that you're enough. Okay? That's huge, huge, all right? It's all going to be about the confidence, the belief, and the work ethic. I cannot teach work ethic, okay? I 1,000% would rather work with somebody who has hard work ethic than work with somebody who has talent. Any day, because that person who has work ethic is going to put it in. They're going to listen. They're going to be coachable. They're going to sit here and they're going to say, I want something different. I'm going to work for it. That person who has talent is going to take almost every single thing for granted. Not always, but most of the time. They're going to take it for granted. And when it gets hard, they're bowing out. They're peacing out. They're done. They're gone. Why? There was no stick-to-itiveness to the why of what they were putting into their business. There's no stick-to-itiveness to knowing that they can do it, to the confidence that they had. Their confidence was surface level. It wasn't because, oh, well, my back was against the wall. I have no other choice but to go up. I had no other choice but to work my butt off, to try harder, to make my life different. We have people, I'll scroll social media sometimes, and I've got teamies, and they're like, oh, life is hard. Everything's so difficult. Girl, you are the only one who can save yourself. So let me ask you why you're not walking around with a list of people to ask to party. Why are you not asking every single person who you see is struggling right now with finances, right? With the world? Why are you not ask every single person, have you ever thought about doing Scentsy for extra money? Why? Why? Because you're not confident in what you have to offer. Scentsy is beautiful. It is beautiful. It is wonderful. There is no cap on your income, okay? It's going to take consistency. But it's the same thing every single month. If you want a big business, okay, if you're here for a hobbyist, we still love you. We always want you. You're always around. You always belong, okay? But if you want a big business, those 2 people that you're looking to sponsor every month, pushing for 2K, if you miss, you miss. You miss those 2 people, you miss, but at least you shot for it, okay? 2, all right? That's what it's going to take. Repeating, doing it again. Expanding that network, asking people to party, okay? They said something at World Tour. I don't know the correct number, so I'm not even going to say it. But it was less than 2K PRV, 2 new teamies a month. I want to say it was 2 parties a month, 1 new customer, 4 orders per party. Break it down simply. That's perfect for any hobbyist, anything. Because I'll tell you this. What I wish I would have known, what I wish I would have held on to hard was life can change in a blink of an eye. And you don't know what's coming. You don't know what's coming. So with that, Scentsy's not always going to be easy. When it's not easy, learn to rest. Do not set that kit down and walk away. Drop it to your side. Don't walk away, okay? Because you don't know what's coming. You don't know what a blessing this can be later down the road. Life can change so quickly, and we don't know, right? You have this in your back pocket as your side hustle, as your full-time gig, whatever that looks like, as a hobbyist, okay? That was me. But life changed, and I needed something more. And now I can confidently say I make a full-time income with Scentsy. Do not ever have to worry about me or my boys if anything was to happen to my husband, okay? He was deployed last year, and that was one of the things that I just kept thinking about. Like, if anything happens, right? He was deployed in Jordan, where they actually just had the big issues. But I'm like, if anything happens, I can still provide for my kids because I have Scentsy. All right, I can provide for them. And that's a huge, huge blessing. So when you look at other people and you're like, I'm not as good as them, I'm not as funny as them, I'm not as cute as them, I don't have as nice of clothes as them, it doesn't matter. Because when you show up, when you start showing your face on social media, talking about how awesome this company is, talking about the blessing of having a side hustle, talking about all of the things that comes to Scentsy and your life and showing who you are authentically, okay? People see it. It's relatable. It's real. All right. How many times do you see influencers on social media who look like they have it all together? Everything's perfect. They have a beautiful house. Everything's clean all the time. And you're like, what? That is not my life. That is not me. I just went through and unfollowed a whole bunch of people because I'm like, not real, not real, not real. Don't have time for it. No, thank you. You're not going to make me feel bad about myself. Like, I'm not doing it, okay? No, I want real, all right? If I'm going to join someone and they're going to teach me how to run a business, I want them to know what my life looks like. I want them to be a real person, not someone who's faking it till they make it, pretending like everything's great. I want them to be real and honest and authentic and relatable, okay? That's what you have to offer. Because as you're like, well, I don't want to go live because, I have chewed up baby carrots in my hair. There's another mama who has chewed up baby carrots in her hair watching. And people are always watching you. They're always watching. They might seem like they're not, but they're always watching. Last year, okay, we lost our luggage. We've never received it back. Christmas, we went to Disney, we lost our luggage, everything was gone, okay? Literally the most expensive Christmas of my entire life. We flew Spirit Airlines. Okay. My big Scentsy luggage I got for director. Oh my gosh, everything just gone. And the amount of people that I had this Christmas asking me about my luggage was impressive because I complained about it the whole time. But I'm like, these people never said anything else about my luggage. Some of those people I'd never ever spoken to besides following up with them after a Scentsy party, asking them how their order was or if they wanted to party, okay? But they were watching my stories and they wanted to know about my luggage a year later. Like, mind-blowing. They're always watching, okay? So, here's what I'm going to tell you. You have everything that person that you're watching be successful, you have it all too. It's going to look different, but that's what makes you authentic. People are watching you. You 110% can do anything you put your mind to, okay? Listen, abused, single mom, all right? Lord, whole hot mess, okay? Girl's a hot mess. And I sat here and I didn't even show up to my launch party, guys. I sat here, I put my head down. I started watching what people were doing, what successful people were doing. I put my own spin on it to make it fit into my life. Okay, I was real on social media, and that's one thing I really strive to be. I never want anybody to meet me and be like, girl, you are so different than who you are on social media. No, I am a hot freaking mess, a hot mess, okay? We're just doing our best to survive here, but we're doing it. We're doing it in small increments, but we're doing it. And because I can be successful, other people can see they can be successful too. You are worthy. you are enough just because you are a person, because you're on this earth, because you're a part of your team, a part of your group, because you had the leader that you have, even if your leader's crappy. We're just going to be honest, because there are some crappy leaders. It happens. Okay? But now you know what not to do. You know what not to. I have 2 directors who I've talked to, and they're like, yeah, man. And I'm like, but you know what not to do. Okay? You know what not to do because you watched your leader and you were like, So now you know what not to do. And that's why you're successful. That's why you're paid at title. It sucked. Feeling like you were alone, having your superstar director come in and check on you every once in a while. But look at you now. Look at the relationships you have with your people now. It's because they went through the hard part, okay? We have to learn. The hard part sucks. Naturally, as humans, we don't want to deal with the hard. But we have to learn to embrace the hard and to see the beauty in the hard because it's going to make us into a better person. It's only going to make us more worthy than we already are. It's only going to make us be more than enough than we already are because we already have it inside of us. So that little seed of doubt, when I had you guys close your eyes at the very beginning and think about, when did I start to realize I wasn't good enough? Okay, I want you to see that little seed because it's no longer a little seed. You're an adult. You got to be at least 18 to be a Scentsy consultant. It started small. Now it's probably a tree, if not a bush. If it's a bush, that's you're blessed, highly favored right there if it's a bush, okay? Because mine's a big old freaking oak tree, large and in charge. I'm just going to be real honest, okay? That seed of doubt has grown into something. But let me tell you what, it's a slow process, but it's mindset. Every single day, you've got to wake up. And I have sticky notes by my mirror. Okay? And they're affirmations, they're Bible verses, like, I am worthy just because I am. Having joy is my job. My joy is my job. It's not anybody else's job, okay? It's not Haley's job. All right? I'm not calling you out Haley. I'm just saying. It's not Haley's job to make me full of joy. It's Anya's job. It's my job to fill myself with joy. It's my job to pluck those leaves off that oak tree, to cut those branches and be like, not today, Satan. Okay? You know, one of my other things is, this just shows you, like, this is Anya. Okay? Sometimes I really do have to look in the mirror and be like, you're a bad bitch. I'm just sorry. I'm just going to throw it out there. Okay? And like, I don't like using that word. But sometimes I have to hype myself up. Why? Because no one else is going to do it for me. No one else is going to do it for me. Okay? I'm over here cleaning toilets. All right? Homeschooling kids. Fighting with a 14-year-old who thinks he knows it all when it comes to all of the things. And I'm trying to, that's not right. Let's fix that sentence, okay? Like, but I have to go in the bathroom after to remind myself, you know what, girl? You just scrubbed your toilet. And you just cleaned the pee off the wall. But you're a bad bitch. And we're going to take down that branch right now that says you're not enough. Because yes, you are. I've been told I wasn't enough to homeschool my own kids. Definitely knew I wasn't smart enough, but we're learning together. God is good, okay? I've been told that I was told, how about this? I was told at the beginning of my Scentsy journey not to expect to ever have a team. I didn't think about having a team, honestly. But not to expect to ever have a team. And if I ever wanted to have a director, I need to have a 7-year plan. I became a superstar director in 2 years. So again, about those limitations that people try to put on us, no. They are not the Lord. No, you have what it takes. Tap into it. Pay attention, get uncomfortable, choose to grow, fix your mindset every single day. It's hard to remember that you're a bad bee when you're toting kids around. It's hard to, when you feel like when you feel like all you do is dish out snacks and like, you know, your 3-year-old is in charge of you. It's hard, but you are. That's a season. That's not your whole life. It's a season, okay? And what happens to trees during different seasons? The leaves fall and then they grow new ones. So as our leaves start to fall, we pluck them off. We're pruning those dead branches off. Let's be very, very mindful about the new leaves that are growing. And that's only going to be able to happen with you pouring into yourself in the right way, you getting uncomfortable, having confidence in yourself, and belief that you can do anything and you can do it. Belief is going to make all the difference in the world because you are enough and you are worthy. You are definitely not inadequate. Okay? All right. Woo! That felt good, y'all. Y'all, you remember that, okay? You come back to this video whenever you need to, and if you ever need to reach out to me one-on-one and be like, listen, it's just not happening today. I got you. I will send you a voicemail. I will hype you up. Listen, I was singing to somebody yesterday who needed it, okay? They were like, Anya, I need, and I was like, let me sing to you. I can't sing, but I did it. I will do whatever it takes to pump you up, because sometimes I know that me or your leader, your director, your SSD is the only person that you have rooting for you. I know that, okay? That's what we're here for, and we love doing it. We love doing that for you and pouring into you, all right? Okay, y'all go believe, go pour in, fill up so you can have beautiful, bright green, fluffy leaves that are doing the best things ever, okay? And remember that you are worthy just because you're you. All right? Y'all have a great, great week. Bye, guys.